Hi you guys, welcome to my channel. This is Tori from Be Creative Crochet. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to do a simple cardigan, okay? This is very beginner friendly. So just get your yarn. So what you're going to need definitely yarn. I'm using 3 skeins of Cameron Jumbo, and this is the one in the color of Peacock. So it's a medium weight yarn. It requires a 5mm hook, but today we're going to be using 3 types of hooks, okay? Each skein has 595 yards in it, so it should give us about 1700 yards, okay? So we're definitely going to be end up maybe using all of it, but this is the color that I'm going to be using. I've already done one of the simple cardigans already, and it's done in a denim. It was really pretty. I'll definitely have pictures and everything for you guys to see, but this one is going to be done in this color. This is a very pretty color. So let's get started. Also, you're going to definitely going to need a measuring tape, because you're going to have to take your measurements on this one, okay? The size that I'm making right now was designed to fit me. So I am between a medium and a large. So if you are between the medium and a large, this will fit perfect. It comes below, it goes below my butt. So, because I want to cover that area, and it fits nice. It fits perfect. It's not tight. It's a little loose, and it fits nice. So you're also going to need, don't forget your tape measure. You're going to need definitely a yarn needle. You're going to need some stitch markers, and the 3 kinds of hooks you're going to need, starting with a 5mm, a 6mm, which is this one, and a 6.5mm. Okay, I'm using all Susan Bates because that's the only ones I really like. I've tried multiples, but this one I like the way it, and if you use Susan Bates stuff, you know about these. Okay, so definitely get your hooks, and you're also going to need a pair of scissors. Okay, so get your stuff, get all your get all your supplies that you're going to need, and let's get started. Okay, so to start, you're going to use your biggest hook, which is your 6.5mm hook, okay? There you go, so you guys can see it. You're going to be starting off with this hook. This right here is only going to be used for the chain. That's it, because we don't want it, so you can either start with either doing your 175 chains, because that's what I'm going to be doing, plus 1, or you can do a foundation chain and do 175 half double crochets. The whole cardigan is done in half double crochets, okay? So I'll show you how to do that if you don't know how, okay? So first thing we're going to start out is with our slip knot. So let's go ahead and get that. Okay, so we're going to be chaining 175 plus 1. So to do one chain, so as you already have your yarn on your hook, you're going to yarn over and just pull through. That's it. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. That's it. So that's how we're going to do our chains. You can do it kind of loosely. It's probably best to do it loosely. And go ahead and do 175 and add your plus 1, and I'll meet you there. Okay, so I've chained 175 plus 1. Here it all is right here. Now we're going to change out the hook, and we're going to go to the 5. So we're going to be changing back and forth from the 5mm to the 6mm quite a bit, okay? Because we're going to be doing the ribbing for 15 stitches on both ends, okay? Because this is the part we're making the front and the back at the same time, okay? So go ahead and change out your hook to the 5mm hook. Here's my chain 1, my plus 1. So we're going to turn it over. We're going to go through the back loop, and we're going to yarn over and do a half double crochet. Okay, so you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through. So this is your first one. Okay, So we're going to do half double crochet for 15 stitches with this hook only, okay? So that's our first one. Here's our second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, so we should have a total of 15 stitches right here. Okay, so let me double check. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 15. Okay, what we're going to do is grab your stitch marker and place one stitch marker at the last stitch you just did, which is your 15th, okay? Because we're going to mark these because we're going to do our ribbing here, so it's going to be totally different. Now, put your 5mm hook aside, grab your 6mm hook, and you're going to do 145 half double crochets, okay, in the next stitches. Okay, so go ahead and do your 145, and you should have, by the time you get to the end, you should have a total of 15 stitches left. That's when you're going to change back to your 5mm hook and end it out by doing 15 stitches. When you first start though, that's where you're going to put the stitch marker. But I'm going to come back before you get to that point so we can do that together. Okay, so I will see you after you do your 145 stitches with your 6mm hook. See you there. Okay, I'm back. So I just completed my 145th half double crochet using this hook, the 6mm hook. So I just went back to the 5mm hook, and the remaining 15 stitches we're going to do the last half double crochets. So here's the first one. There's one. Put your stitch marker there so we can mark it. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and the last one is 15. Okay, so let me pull it up a little bit. So okay, so that just completed one row. Okay, so right here you have a total of 175 half double crochets. Just 15 is done with 5mm, and 145 is done with the 6mm, and then back to the 5mm for the remaining 15. Okay, so that's your first row. So let's get started on your second row. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1 with our 5mm hook and turn. Now, what the loop we're going to, in the very first stitch, we're going to be working, we're actually going to do a half double crochet for the 15 stitches actually it's going to be 14 stitches. We're going to be doing the bottom loop. So for the first one, just do a regular half double crochet, just for the first stitch only, okay? Because we want to keep the edges straight and we want to keep the edges not from curling at the end. So after the first one, then we're going to be working in the bottom loop. On my pattern, it will be abbreviated as a half double crochet BML, okay, for bottom loop, okay? So you're gonna yarn over, and you see this stitch right here? This is the one we're going into. Normally, we would go into the top 2 V's, but we're not going to go into those. We're going to go into the bottom loop, okay? Because we're creating a ridge. So go in, pull up, and you know you can complete your half double crochet. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and for your 15th, take out your stitch marker real quick and do up the bottom loop, okay? And that's 15. Put your stitch marker back. And what's that, this right here is going to end up being the back side of your, I'm not the back side, but the inside of your cardigan. And we're creating a ridge. So if you see the little braid along the side, that's what we're going to be creating, okay? So now we're going to switch out the hook back to your 6mm hook. And also in my pattern, we're going to be, I'm going to state it as regular half double crochets, because you'll be doing 145 of half, you know, half double crochets, but the regular ones, okay? So those you'll go into the top V's. So go ahead and do your 145 regular half double crochets, and you'll end up to the, and I'll meet you at the next stitch marker so we can do the remaining 15 with the 5mm. So I will see you there. Okay, so I'm back. I have to do one more, which is my 145th half double crochet before I change out my hook. Go back to your 5, take out your stitch marker. Ugh, don't want to snag it. Okay, so remember, yarn over and go under that bottom loop like we did in the beginning. So here's your first one. Put your stitch marker back. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get some more yarn. 8. Which one was that one? See, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so that was 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. And for the last one, remember, we're going to go through both, okay? Only so that we can keep our edges not from curling. Okay, so that completes row 2. Alrighty. Now with this pattern, it's a 2-row repeat. So that one that we just did was the first one, and the next row will be the third one, which will be the second one. So it's a 2-row repeat. So you'll be repeating this one and the next one that we're doing. So let me insert my hook back, chain 1 and turn. Get some of your yarn. Okay. So we already chained 1, we turned. First stitch, do a regular half double crochet through both loops. So that's 1. Now the 14 remaining to the stitch marker, we're going to be doing a half double crochet in the back loop only. Okay, before we were doing it in the front and we were doing it this way, but now we're going to go back and just do this loop only. Okay, so yarn over, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and remove the stitch marker for your 14th, which gives it a total of 15 half double crochets. Okay, put your stitch marker back into that 15th spot, pull up a loop a little bit, change hooks back to your 6, and now we're going to do the 145 of your regular half double crochets. Okay, so as you can see, you can tell a big difference. You can see the ridge and everything. That's what we want. The back side does not look like that. Okay, so whoops, I don't know if I'm showing you guys, but the back side doesn't look like that, but the front does. Okay, because this is the effect that we're going for. So the last row, which was row 2, and this row that we're doing now, is what you're going to repeat for a total of 19 rows. Okay, everything is a total of 19 from start to finish. Okay, easy way to count. You see, you can turn it over on the back and you can just look at the stitches right here. You can see where they are. Okay, or you can do it on the front, however, or just keep track. I'll have a pattern in very detail, in full full descriptions and everything in the description box below. Okay, but the pattern will go, but like I said, the pattern that I'm doing and the one that I put in the description box will only be for a medium to large. If you're small, you can adjust everything. You can adjust however you want to adjust it, because it's going to go by how long. Everything goes by how long you want your cardigan to be, how long you want your sleeves to be. Not everybody's built the same. So by you adding a few chains, that's not going to work, because I've noticed that whenever I use someone else's pattern, it doesn't fit me. Even though I'll go to the large, it won't fit me, because it goes by a bunch of different factors on how you're built. You could be have bigger breasts but yet small waist. It goes by a lot. It goes by so much stuff. So that's the reason why I'm letting you know that I'm making this one for a size medium large. It should be able to fit a medium large, but if you want to add more chains, you definitely are more welcome to. So I'm going to go ahead and continue with my 145 regular half double crochets. And I will see you at the next stitch marker. Okay? Okay, so I'm back. I have one more regular half double crochet that I'm going to do in that next 145th stitch. Switch out, go back to my 5mm hook and remove my stitch marker. do my first half double crochet with my 5 and put that stitch marker back, and then go ahead and finish it up. Just remember, in the last stitch, do a regular half double crochet so you can keep your edges straight. You can do it this way too by doing it in the back loop, but what I did notice is that if you tend to do that, you'll get a little bit of a curling going on. Let me zoom out a little bit. You get a little bit of curling going on, so at the end, where you have to put a finish on it. And I don't know if you want to do that or if you like that look. Kind of looks like a little design, but I prefer to have it straight, so let me go ahead and finish this out really quick. And I know I have one more to do, but let me make sure these are all right. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, perfect. And then the last one, like I said, I do a regular half double crochet if I could find that sucker. If you can't, honey, get it in there. Just get it in there and make sure you go through 2 of them. Okay, it's easier to do it that way. Don't get into a little, you know, get yourself worried up over it. It's not that serious. So I wanted to see how it is. It keeps it from curling that way. And that's what I want. Okay, so like I said, this is a 2-row repeat, so you will be repeating rows 2 and 3 repeatedly for a total of 19. So after all said and done, you will have only 19 rows. Now once you get there, I will go ahead and come back and we can start on the back of your cardigan. Okay, so I will see you there. All right, you guys, so I just finished up row 19. This is what we have so far. When we measured it, it comes out to about 7 inches, okay? So this is where I wanted it for my shoulder part to be. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to be working on the back of this cardigan. So what I did was I placed a stitch marker in the 87th stitch, okay? So I counted these 15 plus the 72 and it brought me here, okay, which will be halfway point. Even though it's 175 total stitches, you're not going to have a actual, it won't be an actual even number. So the back, I'm going to leave it at doing 72 regular half double crochets along with the 15 that's here, which brings it to a total of 87 stitches. Okay, so I took the stitch marker out of this front, being that this will be my front and then this will be my back. So what we're going to do is let me get my hook. For row 20, we're going to chain 1 like normal and turn. We're going to work our regular first half double crochet, and then we're going to do our 14 half bottom loop half double crochets. Terminology in the pattern is HDCBML. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue this like normal. And I also wanted to let you guys know too that this video is going to be in 3 parts, okay? So the first part will end up being the body of the cardigan. The second part will be the sleeves for the cardigan. And the third part will be us putting it together and adding the ridging and pockets, okay? So it's going to be a 3-part video, okay? So now we got to that point. We're at our stitch marker. We're going to take this hook out, go back to our 6mm hook. Actually, no, wait, we got one more to do. Got one more. Take the stitch marker out and do our last one. Place our stitch marker back. Now switch our hook out. Now on this part, we're going to be doing a total of 72 half double crochets, regular half double crochets. Okay, so that means on the top two loops, okay, like we've been doing. And we're going to go to the stitch marker. Now I will also have the pattern so you guys can see, but I'm also going to write it on the screen so that you guys, for those who don't want to go by the pattern, they can also just go by the video. Okay, but it's going to be on the screen, so if you want to write it down, or if you know what I mean, it's up to you. It's all up to you. I make it so where it's going to be convenient for everyone. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do my 72 half double crochets until I get to my stitch marker, and then I'm going to turn and then do one. You'll see once we get to the end. Before I get to the stitch marker, I'll just come back so we can do it together. Okay, so we can do the second row together. I will see you at the end. Okay, so I have my last spot to go. Now we're going to chain up one and turn. This is where we're going to stop. Okay, so now we don't really need this stitch marker for now, okay, because we're going to know exactly where we stopped before. So chain your one, we get it all situated here, and turn. So we're going to half double crochet in the first stitch, and we're going to be doing a total of, since that was our first one, we'll be doing 71 more half double crochets, regular half double crochets. When we get to the end, as you can see, you guys know what the pattern is by now. We'll be doing 14 half double crochets in the back loop, which is BL in the pattern. And then on the last stitch, we'll be doing a regular half double crochet. We're going to repeat this for rows. This right here is row 20. So from row 20 all the way to row 39, we're going to do this. And row 40, I'm going to come back because that row is going to be a little bit different. Okay, so just go ahead and continue this pattern, the way we're doing it, which is the back panel, for a total of between rows 20 through 39. Okay, at row 40, we will do row 40 and so forth on, because that's when we're going to be creating the other side of the panel, which is one of these. Okay, so I will see you at the end of doing the back. Just remember that you guys continue the pattern. You see, you can tell the back. This is the back. The back looks totally different than the front. The front has more of a design with the ridges and the braid. Okay, so I have it already written down. Everything will be in the pattern and everything, so you guys, it'll make it a lot easier for you guys. Okay, thank you much, and I will see you at the end. I'll see you at row 39, I should say. All right, I'll see you then. All right, you guys, so I'm back. So I just completed row 39, and this is how it's looking right now. So this will be the back panel. Okay, here's the front. This is one of the side panels. This is the back, and now we're going to create the start of the other panel. Okay, so what we're going to do, this is the back. This is the back and this is the inside. Okay, so this is the outside and this is the inside. What we're going to do is for row 40, we're going to continue like normal. So we're going to chain up. Hold on, let me get rid of this. Chain up one, turn your work. In the first one, we're going to do a half double crochet like normal. And then we're going to do the bottom loop, 14 of the bottom loop, half double crochets till we get to the stitch marker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and here will be your 14th. Let me get this out of here real quick. Come on out. Okay. And then for the last one, we're going to do the 14. Okay. Oops. Put my stitch marker back in. Okay. Change hooks like normal, like we've been doing. Back to your 6mm. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do the 72 that we were already doing, half double crochets, and I will meet you at the end because this is where things will change. Okay, so let's go ahead and do like we normally doing for the back panel, go up to 72, but right before I get to the 72 spot, I will definitely come back so I can show you how we're going to change it up a bit. All right, see you at the end. Okay, so I'm back. So I have 3 more spots left. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to half double crochet all the way to the end. And here's our last one. Now this is where things is going to change up. Okay, for this row, I know that some people will do a chain, start chaining. We're not going to do that. We're going to actually start doing a foundation chain from where we are with this hook. Okay, so we're going to do a total of 73 half double crochet foundation chain, and then we're going to change out the hook for the last 15. Okay, so to start this, let me zoom in so you guys can see as well as possible. So what we're going to do, we just finished our last one from this row. Okay, so you're going to yarn over, go into here, and you have 3 loops on your hook. Pull through that first one and then pull through all. So we're going to do this a total of 72. So we're going to go under those 2 V's right there. Okay, have 3, pull through the first one, and then pull through all 3. We're going to do this a total of 73 times. Okay, let me do it again. Yarn over, go under those bottom V's. Okay, pull up a loop, you have 3, pull through 1 only to make your bottom chain, and then pull through all. Okay, do it again, yarn over, go under the bottom 2 V's, pull up a loop, you have 3, I hope you guys are seeing this, you have 3, pull through the first one only to create your bottom, and then pull through all 3. Okay, because we want it to also be still loose. Like this is still loose, we want it to be loose. That's the reason why we're only doing it with this size hook. Okay, which is your 6mm hook. So yarn over, go again, get the 2 V's. You need to turn it upside down, however you need to do it. Get that, pull through the 1 to create your bottom V, and then pull through all 3. Okay, let me zoom out some. I think I'm too close. Okay, so we're going to keep doing this. Yarn over, go through the bottom, turn it over, go through those bottom V's. Okay, you can see them, especially if you're working with colored thread like I am, like how this yarn is. It's all different colors. Just go through the go through the 2 V's. Sometimes you got to get it up in there. Okay, pull through the 1. I think I got stuck there somehow. It could be a little challenging at times, but you can do it. I know you can. There we go. Pull through. You have 3 hoops on your hook. 3 loops, I'm sorry, hoops, loops on your hook. And then pull through the first one to create your bottom chain. And then pull through, yarn over and pull through all. Okay, so we're going to do this for a total of 73. Okay, so you're going to end up counting them out as you go, and you need a total of 73 of these foundation chain half double crochets. Then we're going to switch out the hook and go and do the remaining 15 with your 5mm hook like we've normally been doing already. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and continue doing my 73 foundation chain half double crochets, and then I'll come back once it's time for me to start with this hook. Okay, All right, so I will see you after that. Okay, so I've already reached my 73rd foundation chain half double crochet. So I'm going to switch out to my 5mm hook so I can finish the remaining 15. Okay, so it's just like normal. Go back under the thing, and you have the three loops, and then you go through that one, and then you go through that one. So we're going to go ahead and do 15. So that was my first one. I'm going to place my stitch marker. Oh, here it is. Place my stitch marker there, so I know that that's my first one. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and here's our last one, and 15. Okay, so this is where we stop. Okay, so when you count all of these up, everything should line up. You should have a total of, from start, from the very beginning of what you started, all the way to here, you should have a total of 175 chains. Okay, so let me pause this and count them and go from there. Okay, so I just count them up and I have 175 grand total on this one row, which is row 40. Okay, now for row 41, you're going to chain up 1 like normal with your 5mm hook, turn your work. Okay, so for this one we will be doing, which is row 41, we will be doing in the back loop. Okay, actually it's going to be, let me see, hold up. Let me pause this, let me make sure. Okay, all right, perfect. Okay, so yes, it is. So you did your chain 1 and you turn. So this one we're going in the back loop. Okay, so we're going to do the first one, a regular half double crochet like normal. Okay, and then we're going to do 14 in the back loop, half double crochets. Okay, in the pattern it's HDCBL. Okay, so let's do our 14, which should be to the stitch marker. Okay, and get some more yarn here. So we're going to be continuing like normal, just changing out the hooks when we're supposed to, doing 145 now of that regular half double crochets, and going from there like we've normally been doing. We already been doing it already. So hold on, I think that one I pulled a little piece of the, yeah, just want the back. So continue like normal. last one. Place your stitch marker back, pull up a loop a little bit, change out your hook, and do like normal your 145 regular half double crochets. Okay, so from now you already know how to do it like you guys already know how to do it. So what you're going to do is, we just finished row 40, we're on 41. So with row 41 to 58, you're going to be alternating back and forth with the hooks, back loop, and the bottom loop as well. So you guys just continue it. You guys know that being that this will be the front, this is the front now, and this is the back, okay, or basically the inside, and this is the outside. Okay, we already know that, so just go ahead and continue. I also have it in the pattern, so it's going all the way, but again, you will be doing the same thing right now, what we're doing right now, which is row 41. So you'll complete 41 all the way to rows 58. Okay, once you get there, I'll see you back, and then we can start getting started on part 2 of the video, which will be the sleeves of the video. Okay, or actually the sleeves of the cardigan, not the video. We'll be doing the sleeves for this cardigan. Okay, so I will see you at the 58th row. Alrighty, see you then. All right, you guys, so right now I'm on row 58, which is the last row for this panel. So we're going to continue to do what we've normally been doing, chaining 1 and turning. It's quite a big piece now, so it's quite a big piece. It's pretty big. You have the opening here for the neck, and then you have the panels. Okay, so both panels are the same size. Okay, so we're going to start this last row by doing a half double crochet into the first stitch, and then from there on for 14 we will be doing under the bottom loop 14 of these, or 14 half double crochets in the bottom loop. After this row, this will complete part 1 of the simple crochet cardigan, and we'll be starting on part 2, which will be the sleeves. I'm going to end up doing 1 sleeve and already, and then show you guys how to do the basic sleeve. Remember, the sleeve is made, you can actually, it's loose. It's not a tight fitting sleeve. I didn't want anything like botched up under my armpits or anything like that. So what I did was I designed a sleeve that is looser, and it will fit anyone from a size medium to large. Okay. Put my last one here. Actually, I don't need the stitch markers anymore since this is the last row. It does curl, which I did notice. It does curl a little bit, even when doing the, which you'll end up noticing yourself. But what I'm going to end up doing is probably for the last, when I'm done, I will end up doing maybe some slip stitches in here to make it even, or do like a different type of border. I'm not quite sure yet, but it does curl. But I think once you block it, I think it will be good to go. Okay. So change out your hook, get back to my 6, and then go ahead and complete your row, your 145 half double crochets across, and then at the end do 14 half double crochets in the bottom loop like you did in the beginning, and do your last half double crochet as a regular double crochet in the last stitch to make it a total of 15 for your ribbing. Okay, so after this, we can go ahead and please stay tuned for part 2 and part 3. Like I said before, part 2 will be the sleeves, and part 3 will be us putting it all together, which will be sewing on the sleeves onto the body and sewing up the sides and adding ribbing. Okay, the ribbing is all depends on you and how much ribbing you want for your cardigan. It's all it's basically a preference. Okay, but I am breaking this video up into 3 parts, which will make it a whole lot easier to upload and everything. Okay, so and I also will have the written pattern down in the description box below, of course. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this cardigan up, well, the body that is, and I will see you in video of part 2. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I would like to see what all you guys make with your with this pattern. I don't mind. You can use it. You could do whatever. I don't care. It's a free pattern. Do as you wish. Okay. But I really do appreciate you guys watching and taking the time to watch me make a cardigan for you guys. Okay. Like, subscribe, share, the basics already. And I will see you in part 2 for the sleeves. Alrighty. Thank you. Bye.